I have a couple of different clips right here. These are just basically like confrontations or fights involving our hosts on this podcast that have happened over the years. And I just thought that this might be a good way to get some opinions about it. I don't know if you want to throw on the headphones. My headphones at least are a little bit loud. I don't know if you guys want to turn them down. Okay. But I guess this is probably like the first one that we should go with. This was like a podcast that we did on here, and it was I had a co-host named like basically this is me, and then I have a co-host, Almighty Suspect, and they're interviewing like a young pimp. And at some point, the pimp calls him a bitch, and Suspect basically unloads on him. This is the only time this has ever happened on the podcast.
I really know. I'm on tracks, boy. Out of here.
I ain't never seen no bitches.
Who are you?
I'm little Kelpy.
No one knows you.
Kelpy the motherfucking
Kelpy the
pimp.
clown.
You ain't gotta know who I am, bro.
Out of here.
Ben Franklin knows who I am.
Out of here.
He knows who the fuck I am. I'm getting money every day. I said Ben Franklin knows who the fuck I am, bitch.
Who you calling a bitch, though?
I'm calling you a bitch.
Well, I talk about this stuff all the time. Like, hey, man. Hey,
I'm so happy I just got to show you that. Yeah.
Hey, but I talk about this stuff all the time. Look, you're going to call a guy a bitch.
Right.
To his face. Mm-hmm. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Because, I mean, I won't do it. I don't get. I'll make fun of you. I'll just go. I'll try to out make fun of you.
Your level of
I'll go back and forth.
Needs to be a little bit higher.
Yeah, it's a lot higher now. Okay. But if you got to realize that I got buddies that, like, you know, if you say something, he goes, what? He goes, what'd you say? And if you say you, he won't get you out of your mouth before you have a fist in it.
Right.
You know, so the only reaction to that is, oh, so sorry.
Right.
You know, like, other than that, you're getting punched. So I grew up with guys like that, and that's, I mean, I've never been that guy, but I always give you a chance to. I wanted to fight you, but I wanted. Even back when I was a kid, I give you the chance to, you know.
I think part of it too is like the culture. The Suspect, I think, used to be kind of a pimp, and this dude that we're interviewing is like a young white pimp, and so I feel like in that world in particular, like calling somebody a bitch just really hits a lot harder. Like that, you're just really not supposed to take that offense.
I mean, there are, and you have to understand that too. Yeah, it's situational awareness, right? You have to understand who you're talking to.
A lot was made out of me not getting up fast enough. Oh shit, that's the craziest ringtone I ever heard. Was that a chicken?
No, Woody Woodpecker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
It's my kids. If it sounds now, it's my kids.
Oh, that's
because
dope.
I have an override on, and they can text me anytime.
That's smart. That's cool. Just tell me how bad my reflexes are here, getting up extremely slowly here.
I said Ben Franklin knows who the fuck I am, bitch.
Who you calling a bitch, though?
I'm calling you a bitch.
Look, in that situation, though, here's my thing. And that's the way I've always been with my friends.
Right.
Hey, two you guys going at it, that was, to me, the way that was, who you calling a bitch, I'm calling you a bitch.
Right.
That was mutual combat.
Right.
That's it. You threw down the gauntlet, you accepted. I'll let you guys go for a minute. Now, I thought you got it in perfect time. You let him, gave him a chance. You gave him a chance to retaliate.
Right.
He wasn't doing it. He was just getting punched.
Right.
So then you stepped in and you separated.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like for the average person at home, it's hard for them to understand how surprised I was by that happening. And I'm like sitting there, I'm smoking weed, I'm just chilling. It's like, it's kind of hard to switch over into the mode of breaking up a fight when you're like 100% in the mode of like feeling like nothing could possibly happen in this moment. I've done thousands of podcasts and nobody's ever hit anybody besides that moment. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good time. Okay. This one is
basically Wack 100 is a guy that I do podcasts with. He's from Pacoima, and he's generally known as a pretty tough dude. And there's another rapper named Stitches who was just coming out on the scene at this time, big ass white dude from Florida. And Stitches was on Instagram Live in the parking lot of the club. And you know the rapper The Game?
Yeah.
Okay, so Stitches had an online beef with The Game, Wack basically went outside to confront him, and this is basically how that went down. Yeah, that's Stitch's huge white guy with a ton of face tattoos, and then Wack is the little dude right there.
Ooh. Again, look, man.
That's a big argument in favor of like the tall guy does not always win.
But I always, do you see how he walked up to him with his hands right here about this size?
Right.
Look, people. You got to come public
correct.
Service announcement. You're going to walk at someone in an aggressive manner. You have to hear at least.
Right.
Walk up. I like here because you can still. I'm not trying to fight you, but I'm still. If you're within striking range, my hands are here, so I can block whatever comes at me.
Right.
You walk at a guy like that, it's the dumbest. Like you got what you deserve.
Right.
You know, and the guy. I mean, he's a shorter guy, but he's stocky. I mean, Tyson's short too.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I feel like. You know, when you watch a fight and absolutely nobody is walking up to the other guy like this, there's a reason why. And even if you're in a street fight, I mean, he really looked like he didn't feel as if there was any chance that anything was going to happen.
I do those out cold things where we watch fights and like on my show.
Oh,
like,
I'll
watch it with guests.
Okay.
We'll watch it. And so I see that all the time. I see guys I saw a guy, one of the ones, he took all this stuff out of his pockets and put it on the table and went over to walk at the guy to hit him. And gets knocked out, like with his hands like around his waist. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Right. No, yeah, that was crazy. Okay,
that was a good one.
That's kind of a classic one. Many of us, that's how they came to know about Wack 100. All right, so these are basically two hosts. This guy, two hosts on No Jumper. This guy, Almighty Suspect, he's the one who just beat up the little white kid in the other clip that I showed you. And then on the right is another local podcaster / rapper named Lush. And
did they decide to fight, or they just got turned into fight? It's like, okay, let's go outside and fight.
This was set up because basically Lush on a podcast episode insinuated that Suspect might have snitched in the past. Now, and that was largely debunked, but Suspect still felt like he needed a fight just because Lush felt comfortable saying that publicly. Okay. So this is not the full fight.
No, that's not something you should say unless you know for sure.
Exactly. And I think that's why Lush accepted it.
Especially in that kind of thing. It's like, that's...
Yeah, definitely shouldn't say that unless you could back it up, but...
Ex-gang member who ain't make the cut fights, a known crystal meth user.
Well, that was nice of him.
I wish I had the whole thing. That was like the last 10 seconds or whatever.
Yeah, at least it was nice of him. That was a nice overhand, though.
Right, yeah.
Nice, clean shot.
Not bad. You got it done.
I like it.
I think this is the only fight.
Wait, who was videoing though? Like, don't you? Why did you pan to the guy who's getting knocked out?
The dude who knocked him out, it was actually his dad filming it on the porch. His
dad should have panned to the guy on the ground.
But it was like a still angle, so it almost was like they had the camera set up.
Like
maybe
he
might have had it leaned against something. Yeah. This, I got to demonstrate. This is the only fight that I've ever been in that I think has ever been captured on video. I was basically at my old interview spot, and there was a dude who was being disrespectful, and I ended up swinging on him. And I was largely mocked by the internet for my punch being clumsy and slow, but I figured I got to show you me as well.
This is my issue. Is that you guys act like you're perfect, you don't talk shit. I'm honestly going to not do that. Please.
Okay, roast me. Didn't look too great.
It wasn't great, no.
No, yeah.
But look, here's the thing. My problem is I looked like I took a couple swings. I couldn't really tell if he hit you or not. But
he didn't really hit me back, yeah.
But he took a couple swings at you. I can't stand that when someone if you grab somebody, you better make sure that other guy doesn't hit him.
Right.
Because if I'm breaking up a fight, like my part of my thing is, especially if it's two guys that are fighting, like they're both fighting. If I'm breaking it up, I'm making sure that this guy or that guy, whatever guy I'm breaking up, grabbing, the other guy's not hitting him, getting a cheap shot. Because I ain't.
Right.
The worst is when a guy's beating a guy and you grab him and that other guy hits him.
Yeah.
Like, you don't deserve that. And I'm breaking up. I used to pull guys off of guys and I got a knee on the guy's face on the ground. And be like, why are you doing that? Like, because I'm not letting him hit him.
Right.
Because I'm saving him, but I'm not going to let him hit him.
The worst part about that is that my words before I hit him were, I'm honestly going to knock you out. And then I absolutely did not knock him out.
Well, you might not want to warn him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Give me,
been a little sneakier.
Get a little, if you want to do that as a kid, I give him that shot, the warning.
You know what I found out too is that like right after the blows were exchanged, somehow he ends up in like my pathetic attempt at a guillotine choke. And then I actually ended up throwing my back out while trying to administer that. And that basically had me laying on the ground at home, icing my back for like 2 days afterwards, which I don't think I ever admitted before.
So then he won in a kind of weird way.
In a weird way, he won. But that's why I didn't tell anybody because I didn't want him to know that he somehow got the W in this situation.
Oh, man.
Okay. It occurs to me at this point that
like, leave it, by the way, another public service announcement, leave it to the professionals.
Oh, yeah.
Leave fighting to the professionals. Please, guys.
Okay, so you just saw the clip, but did you know that you can watch this entire interview right now before it's released to the public, uncensored, by becoming a member for just $5 a month, and there's a lot of other crazy benefits as well. So make sure you hit the link down in the description and sign up. Appreciate y'all.